Hello good people and welcome back to Level Up Your Opening. If you're thinking of using d4 as white, here's a nice opening to suggest. It's the Queen's Gambit. The show on Netflix and an actual chess opening. It can be super solid or dynamic depending on how you use it, and there's some tricks you can use in Blitz for that good old-fashioned ELO boost. I hope this video is some use to you. Let's boost that ELO. Let's get it.
Round one, fight!
So quick opening recap, the Queen's Gambit is as such is d4, d5. Now you have c4 opening the Gambit, or offering the Gambit, and if takes is accepted. Today we're going to talk about the declined variation. Any other kind of setup that leads to this, even though it's d4, d5, and then you've got, say, knight to c3, knight to f6, you're still offering this Queen's Gambit structure. Branching off to that is still kind of Queen's Gambit. In any case, if you find this video tolerable, it's helping your chess journey, and you're somewhat entertained, please leave a like and sub. You have my gratitude. Let's get started. So the first Queen's Gambit position is more of how to punish a blunder in Queen's Gambit, applicable in Lightning and Blitz. Let's get started. It's d4, d5. c4, the Queen's Gambit, bishop to f5, ignoring the Gambit, keeping it declined, knight to c3, now attacking it twice, knight to f6, takes, takes. It looks like you can just hit there, but there's an intermezzo, so not yet, not quite yet. Knight to f3 is played, knight to c6. Blocking this pawn, but you can see that black has, on priority, minor piece development, e3, defending, and now the blunderous tomato sauce spill, attempting to hit. What do you play here? Simple opening trap. It's none other than e4. Strong move. Because now this doesn't work, because this is attacked, and after this is captured, c3 attacks this. So after takes, you have two pieces attacked. You're going to win a piece. Easy peasy. All right, position 2. This is more the dynamic aspect of Queen's Gambit declined from branching variations. d4, e6. c4. Knight to f6. Knight to c3. And now d5. Bishop to g5. In this variation, this is the modern variation. You activate your queen side quickly, and then slowly develop with knight to f3, knight b to d7, e3, castle, king, queen to c2. You can see that you're trying to target this, c5, because you're likely going to castle where? Queenside, opening up this idea to hit you. Queen to a5. It's a normal sidestep so that you don't get checked here, but more importantly, when this is already pushed, the c file will be open and your king's in front of it. Not good, so the sidestep is necessary. D takes, bishop takes, h6, asking this bishop where does it want to go. In this position, we're out for the blood. h4, interesting move, also a strong move, also suggested by the machine. Given that if take, you're booting out this knight, and you're opening up h7 for a mate. So your opponent does not touch that. It's an untouchable, poisoned bishop. So c takes d instead, e takes d. Bishop to b4, look dubious. This was good to be kept here, but some of the other pieces are not yet developed. Why not? So, in this position, you play d5 as white, and then knight takes to attack. Again, a little iffy because you're compounding your attack here. These pieces are not activated yet. So, what do you do here as white? Well, you play bishop takes. threatening to ruin. And there is a difficult choice here for black that may break the game. And that is, what do you take with? Knight takes on c4 or ruin your pawn structure? I can tell you now, in this position, black played knight takes on c4, which is a blunderous move because you've removed the only defender. Like, mind you, the best move is simply takes here, which looks dangerous, but is actually the correct move. Because knight to c4 leads to what? And I'll let you guys figure that out. You potentially have a semi-open file here. You have ideas here, and your queen is eyeing that. What is the key move here? The answer in 3, 2, 1. White wins with knight to g5. Brilliant move. Of course, if you take, you get checkmated. If you take, this opens up. If you defend, this is already open. So game over. Rook 2, c8 checkmate. And your only defense is g6. After takes, if you take here, you get checkmated. If you take here, it simply takes. Again, you're just up too much material. So on to the next position. I'm going to recap each variation, by the way. This is the solid kind. Oh, you didn't see anything. For you solid players out there, d4, d5, knight to f3, bishop to f5. You got c4, e6, knight to c3, knight to c6. Now, that's a bit of an inaccuracy in this kind of position. It's difficult when you impede the pawn there on c7. I'll show you why. Bishop to f4, little symmetrical looking. Knight to f6, and now e3, just solid. Developing, allowing the bishop to e7, rook to c1. Knight to h5, bishop to g3. If your bishop is being attacked because your opponent wants to claim your double bishop here, put it in a square that if when it's captured, it gives you a counterplay, and that's knight takes. And what do you take here? F or H? H is correct. Open this up. Don't ruin your structure. A6. A bit of an inaccuracy. Here, C takes D. You exchange because you want to open this up. Remember that pawn that was not pushed? Well, this whole file is now open. C file is open for an attack. E takes D, and now you have queen to b3. Two things you're threatening, here and here. So your opponent tries to do that. That, by pinning, you kick it out. Takes, and what do you take here with? Pawn or rook, or queen? Queen to c3. Now, this imaginary defense of a knight can't just move, because you just plop and take that. And when there's less pieces on the board and you have stable positions like this, gaining the 7th rank with a pawn is very, very strong. You're essentially technically winning. And now rook to c8. A mistake. Probably costs the game if you guys are of competent strength. And what is the winning move here? The answer in 3, 2, and 1. White wins with bishop takes on a6. It's not a sacrifice per se. So much so that b takes a6, you simply check. You could actually improve your position before taking. Yep. And ideas like, say, knight to e5. A push there means this is dropped. Or you can do quite a bit of tricks because now you have this idea here. Push here is a check as well. Captures with check, and the game is done. After this capture, if, say, knight to b4 is played, preventing further loss, then you simply take the knight. After takes, queen to a4. You have a choice. You can just take the pawn after, or impede the square further. So, Quick recap for the blitz players out there: d4, d5, c4, bishop to f5, knight to c3, knight to f6, takes, takes. Keep this push in mind. And if they blunder, just wait, keep the position solid, and now push. 2 pieces are attacked after, and you win one of the pieces. It's position 1. Position 2 is the more dynamic Queen's Gambit version: d4, e6, c4, knight to f6, knight to c3, d5, bishop to g5, a quick development in the queen's side, e6, e7, knight to f3, e3, castle king, queen to c2, clearing out the square here for castle, c5, castle queen, queen to a5, kingside steps, push, push, and now h4, the novel idea of maximum checkmate potential violence. C takes, e takes, bishop to b4. Again, the object here is, well, after d5, opening up the idea there. And after knight to b6, the object is to take out the defender as much. And because this looks so unappealing, if they take on c4, bishop to, or knight to g5, threatening mate. All variations are losing. The fastest way to lose, of course, is to take, or take here. Mate. Takes, takes, mate, mate. And the slowest way to lose is to push here. Last but not the least dynamic but solid is d4, d5, knight f3, bishop to f5, c4, e6, knight to c3, knight to c6, bishop to f4, e3, keeping an eye there. Put your bishop in a square where if it's captured, it gives you a counterplay. Open up this file, keep your position and pawn structure solid. Takes, takes. Now maximize the idea of creating threats on this file. Queen to b3, push, capture with the queen. This is a illusion. It's a temporary defense. In fact, after this move, and even after this move, you have ideas. But after this move, what's the winning move? Bishop to a6. Takes, takes with check. You can pile the attack, you can grab, and yeah, you're positionally winning. So, yeah, hope you guys get something out of that. It's a nice refresher for some people, but also additional variations that, that will help your game, hopefully. Please like and sub. I'll see you guys later. Double peace.